What up, world? Uh, you watching a video, so you know what you watching. It is my top five movies of summer 2013, and if you're a movie nerd like me, then you know that the summer movie season is from the first weekend in May this year when Iron Man 3 came out to Labor Day weekend, the time frame in which this video was posted. I honestly could have done this video like 2 weeks ago after Kick-Ass 2 came out, because nothing else of interest it has came out since. Um, these are my top five favorite movies, not necessarily the most critically acclaimed, the best. Um, I mean, as far as I don't know, snobby journalist critics go. I base my ratings off enjoyment. And my number five favorite movie of summer 2013 is Pacific Rim. Is Guillermo del Toro. You see the Hellboy poster. I mean, what's not to like about this movie? Big ass Power Rangers Zords against big ass Godzilla like monsters. It's every little boy's fantasy. Um, what's his face? You got Charlie Hunnam. He's the main guy. He's the hero. You got his Asian chick sidekick. They whoop motherfuckers ass. Hellboy is in it, pimped out with his gold grill, with his gold plated toe shoes, motherfucking Charlie Day for comic relief. Idris Elba kills it in everything he does. Um, this movie, it didn't have the box office that I had hoped, that I'm pretty sure Warner Brothers had hoped. I really hope, as cool as this movie was, man, it deserves a sequel. Number four came out within the past month. Um, Matt Damon, Jodie Foster, Charlton Copley, Neil Blomkamp, man, Elysium. It's futuristic. It has a message. It's a badass fucking movie. Um, like how can you not like this movie? How can you be let down with this movie? If you like District 9, you should love Elysium. Cause the way that Neil Blomkamp portrayed South Africa to be in District 9 was the way that he portrayed like 2157 LA to be. And Matt Damon is fighting for his life literally to get up to the big circle in the sky to save his life. Man, if you haven't seen it, man, poverty stricken, poor on Earth, wealthy, rich in the sky, and it's basically immigrants and smuggling people up into the sky to make a better life for them. And it's action, it's graphic, it's bloody, it's violent. Um, it, it's another guy movie, man. Just like Pacific Rim, Elysium is another guy movie. Which brings me to number three. Number three, the Wolverine. Hugh Jackman, a bunch of Asian people. I love this movie, man. I always thought X-Men Origins Wolverine was cool, but this is the X-Men movie. This is the version of Wolverine that fans have always wanted. Um, it wasn't dull, man. It was Logan. It was him trying to put X-Men: The Last Stand behind him, as is every other X-Men fan. Period. He goes to Asia to basically return a favor. The typical comic book twists and turns arise. I didn't have a problem with Viper as a lot of people did. I mean, I take the punches as they come. I play the ball as it lies. Um, that's the villain we were dealt, so I adapted. So it made me enjoy the movie better. That's one, like, every movie on this list, I cannot wait for it to come on Blu-ray, and this especially, man. So moving on to number two. I mean, one and two could be interchangeable. A lot of people might think I'm crazy for having this at two and my number one at one. Like, they should be flip flopped. Um, but my number two movie, Star Trek Into Darkness. Which, speaking of Blu-ray, this comes out in like 2 weeks. I cannot wait to watch this in my home. Um, just for 4 years, man. Like, Star Trek '09 was so raw, and for 4 years, man. Originally, Star Trek Into Darkness was supposed to come out summer 2012. Summer 2012 was already stacked, so it was a good idea to move this back a year. But it was mainly, if I'm not mistaken, because J.J. Abrams felt so engulfed. I don't know if that's the right word, but he was so into Super 8, the post production, the press, that him and Paramount just couldn't work out enough time to start Star Trek to get it out in 2012, which, I mean, it was good, man. It was Star Trek. Like, I'm not a Trekkie. I like Star Trek because of how dope Into Darkness was. I bought the original motion picture collection. I bought the Next Generation collection on Blu-ray. But this movie was so dope, man. There was action from Jump Street, man. As soon as this movie comes on, it's action. And then Benedict Cumberbatch, man. What was his name? John something was his name, and you didn't know, was he with the Enterprise? Was he against the Enterprise? I mean, edge of your seat shit. Damn near 2.5 hours long, man. And as dope as this movie was, I believe J.J. Abrams will make a badass Star Wars Episode 7. So number one. What does it take to be number one? I mean, what haven't I mentioned, man? Iron Man 3, The Great Gatsby, Fast and Furious 6, Hangover 3, After Earth, This Is the End, Man of Steel, Monsters University, The Heat, Despicable Me 2, I guess I read 2. If you follow my reviews and you remember my ratings, you have to know what my number one movie is. I don't have a button-up white shirt on, so it's not like I can unbutton the shirt and just unveil what the movie is. That would have been genius, but I didn't think about it ahead of time. My number one movie is Man of Steel. I loved Man of Steel. I'm a Batman guy. I am a Batman guy. Batman is my favorite comic book superhero. But I loved how Henry Cavill played Superman. We didn't get much Clark Kent. His Clark Kent stuff was good, but we didn't get much Clark Kent. I love the origin story. I love how they twisted the meaning of the S. I loved Amy Adams. I loved Michael Shannon, Kevin Costner, Russell Crowe, Lawrence Fishburne, Diane Keaton. The action scenes, I had no problem with the destruction at the end, because, like a lot of people have speculated, it really sets up for Man of Steel 2 and the rebuild of Metropolis. Yeah, David S. Goyer's script, I loved it. I love Zack Snyder's direction. I'm ecstatic that they're coming back for Man of Steel 2. For Batman versus Superman, for Superman versus Batman, World's Finest. Motherfucker, this shit has so many possible titles. I'm so hyped. Like I said, I'm a Batman guy, so I'm so hyped for Batman being in the sequel, because everybody complained, oh, Man of Steel was too serious. Who cares? Superman needs to be serious. Batman needs to be serious. That's why you make Justice League. Green Lantern, whether it's Jon Stewart, whether it's Hal Jordan, The Flash and Aquaman can be your comic relief, man, because Wonder Woman is another serious character. Um, I mean, that's really all I got. I appreciate y'all watching. I did a top 5 of summer, so obviously stay tuned for my end of year top 10. If you have subscribed to my channel in the past 8 months, I appreciate it. If you like what you're seeing on this channel, I appreciate it. If you don't watch. Comment below. Tell me your top 5 movies of summer 2013. I mean, it could be anything, man. We're the Millers. The World's End, which I still haven't seen. Iron Man 3. You know what I'm saying? Fast and Furious 6, like I said. I'm curious for everybody's input. It's all a matter of opinion. So on Facebook, Randy Little Movie Reviews. If you haven't checked me out over there, hit me up. If you're a hip hop fan, check out my top 5 hip hop albums of 2013. Once again, it's my favorite, not what I think is the best. I'm posting flows, Riddick review next weekend. I don't know, as a September forecast, I want to see The Family with Robert De Niro. I want to see Prisoners with Hugh Jackman. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2. Maybe Don John if it comes down here. Yeah, man, just like, subscribe, comment, whether it's positive or negative. Like I always say, I love feedback, man. Peace.